Chapter 2. Wanting to say the truth? Royce sighed. My sister has been strange lately. Even though I say strange, she's still kind to me and she doesn't really look different. However, I noticed that she keeps looking at that guy. That guy. Sirius is the human who helped my sister and I. Humans only bully us, they beat us with a sneer even if we cry to them to stop. Those detestable guys don't even give us anything when we get hungry. However, that guy is different. He doesn't sneeringly beat us, he gets us to eat a lot of delicious rice, and he immediately does something when we get an injury. Just like my dad. Not. Dad was way more kind. He would always watch over me, he knew everything, he was a strong and proud man who would scold me when I had done something bad. That's actually pretty similar to that guy. He too knows a lot of things, and he gets awfully angry when I do something bad. Could it be that Dad and that guy are exactly the same? Why would sister look at such a guy? Whenever he does something, my sister praises him and blushes, but whenever I see her like that, something aches inside me. However, I like his attendant, Alina-san, even though she's a human. She's always smiling, gently patting my head, and she smells like mom when she hugs me. During studies, she's severe but she praises me when I do well. Big sister Noelle is amusing and I like her too. She's very annoying but she's fun to watch, and we often play together. I'm glad I was able to befriend another person similar to my older sister. Big brother D is like an older brother and I like him too. Though humans are a little scary, he's an amazing person who makes a lot of delicious things. When I become hungry in the middle of the night, he quietly gives me some bread. He's kind. Being surrounded by the people I love, it feels like I'm back home. Despite that, all those people I love say that that guy is nothing but amazing. And I think that he certainly is amazing. Even though he is globally similar to me, I'm never able to win a race against him despite never losing against anybody in the village. Dad used to say that silver wolfkins have to respect strong opponents, but I hate that guy. I hate him though I don't know why. What's with that? Not only my sister, even I am strange. For the few days I came to live in this house with that guy's help, I did nothing but running. I wake up in the morning and I'm made to run. I eat breakfast and I'm made to run. I take a nap, I study and I'm made to run. My sister does it without complaining, but I became quite tired of it. Therefore I said that I wanted to change that. And he proposed to consider it if I'm able to win in a race against him. And so then, I ran hoping not to be defeated by that guy, but damn it, I lost this time too. Damn, I won't lose next time for sure. I'll imitate that guy's way of running and surprise him. I eat a delicious lunch to then study. Still, today's meal was tasty as well. It's unpleasant that it was made by that guy, but I guess I admit that the meals he makes are good. After that, I study Elena-san's attendant education. Although she's smiling as usual, Alina-san looks very cool at the moment. She places plates yet she doesn't make a sound. I wonder how she knows when to prepare the table without being told. Elena-san says that I'll naturally come to be able to do it when I find a master I want to serve, but I'm a man, I don't want to serve that guy. However, my sister is working seriously, and maybe because I want to show Elena-san that I can do good as well, I work with my utmost efforts. Moreover, Alina-san will praise me if I do well, so I try my best. The following study is called arithmetic or something. It's a study where the answers to problems are found by adding and subtracting digits. I'm saying that, but it's awfully difficult and gives me headaches. However, that guy said that I won't be fooled by those dumb adults if I become able to do this, so I will. After we answer some questions and consult books for a short while, that guy passes us real money to buy sweets as practice. Today's sweet is Big Sister Noelle's beloved pudding. I might get it if I answer correctly, so I have to try my best. Today's one is difficult. 1 piece of pudding is 1 iron coin and 10 stone coins. If we buy 4 pieces with 1 copper coin, how much is the change? Serious? Yes. It's 5 iron coins and 10 stone coins. Noelle. Big sister Noel, who suddenly came in, stuffed pudding into her mouth and was driven out. She's energetic today as well, her. Forget that. What if one piece of pudding is 1 iron coin and 20 stone coins and we buy 5? Serious. Her. Isn't it a little different? At any rate, I ponder on it while looking at the money chart that guy gave me. It's written that 1 copper coin is 10 iron coins, so. Serious, Alma? How is this, Amelia? Good, that's correct. I'll give you the pudding, Serious. As expected of my sister, she soon understands and writes down the right answer for that guy. Even if I personally don't understand, my sister is what matters the most. However, I don't want to lose to that fellow in such an unmanly way. Though I'm also glad about the pudding, I want you to pet me, Amelia. Good grief, here you go, Serious. He, Amelia. It's here again, that thing aching inside me. I wonder, why do I have such a feeling? Royce. Calm down, Alina. I calmed down as Alina patted my head. That's right, if I don't answer and get the pudding soon, I won't be able to eat with sister. Since 1 iron coin is 50 stone coins, then the change is 3 iron coins, Royce. Correct. You were able to answer well without being confused by the stone coins, Amelia. At last, I was able to answer correctly after pondering on it for a while. Though I was able to get the pudding, I felt a little uncomfortable because that guy started patting my head. However, I don't understand why, but I don't feel like brushing his hand away. It's delicious, right, Royce? Noel. Yes, Royce. Still, the pudding really is delicious. As Big Sister Noel says, delicious things are justice. That day, I was not able to sleep for some reason. I couldn't sleep no matter how many times I closed my eyes. The insides of my chest made a boom boom sound. I didn't become somnolent in the slightest, and my throat dried up too. I went out of the room so as not to wake up my sister, who was sleeping in the same bed, and when I drank some water in the kitchen, the boom boom settled down a little. As I tried going back to my room, my attention suddenly shifted to the entranceway and I felt like going out for some reason. Being still unsettled, I decided to go outside stealthily. Def used a big word there. Somnolent means to be drowsy, or tired. It was wonderfully bright when I went out. I think it's because of the moon floating in the sky, shining brightly. Though I saw it several times when I was in the village, it looked especially beautiful today. When I look at the moon, the boom boom strengthens, but I can't take my eyes off. My body is becoming hot. My energy is boiling. What the? Why? Sister, I hate this. Serious sighed. Royce looks weird, Amelia. Said Amelia at night, having paid a visit to me in my room as I was about to lie down after reading. Indeed, he certainly seemed weird during today's training, Serious. He usually runs so as not to be defeated by me without hiding his fighting instinct, but today, it felt like he wanted nothing but using up his power. Something was off about him yesterday night. It felt like he was unusually agitated, Amelia. Did something happen at night? Please tell me what you remember, Serious. Yes, last night, I saw Royce get out of his room, not being able to sleep. When I thought about looking for him after a while passed, he returned, but he lied down and hid under his blanket in a hurry, Amelia. That's suspicious. And so, Serious. He showed up this morning, so I was very relieved. I even asked what happened, but it turned out to be no more than a trifling matter, Amelia. Is that so? I would have preferred you to report this within this morning if possible, Serious. Sorry. But Royce is very desperate, so, Amelia. I guess it can't be helped for them to be indulgent toward each other. They're relatives after all. At any rate, she seems to feel anxious, so let us go on with the questioning. Go call Alina and Royce. He might speak if it's with Elena, Serious. Understood, Amelia. Having confirmed that, Amelia went out of the room to call the two. I check back on Royce once again. Although his appetite was vigorous and he ate more than usual, that competitive guy suddenly put aside victory and defeat, and appeared to be frightened of something. Having thought of the cause behind Roy's behavior, I instantly activated search. Serious Amelia. Amelia flounced in the room with a tearful face. She's gripping a slip of paper in her hands. Royce, he went out of the house, Amelia. We gathered in the living room. It seems like when Amelia returned to her room at that time, she found this poorly written letter that had been left on her bed. I have things to do, so I'm leaving. Serious please treat my elder sister well. Roy's letter. That's the content of the note, which I showed the attendants to inquire on their opinions. However, what's with this suddenly? I think that he's not the kind of fellow who would run away from training, but Alina. That's right. That child didn't have such a personality, Noelle. I think so too, Amelia. So do I. Serious. Everyone seems to understand that that fellow wouldn't run away. Next, I tried asking Amelia, who knows Royce best, but I was cut off as she was desperately crying while holding on to Noelle's shoulders. Amelia, you'll be able to cry afterwards, so please endure it for now and tell me. Did Royce hate living here? Serious. That's impossible. Everyone's kind treatment, it's so joyful for him to just run away. That's absolutely impossible, Amelia. Is that so? Thank you. Then I guess there is another reason. Is it related to last night after all? Serious. Did something happen last night, Alina? Yes, actually, serious. I tell them about Roy's conduct that Amelia mentioned earlier, but in the end, none of them comprehends any of it and they're all simply in wonder. As expected. I have to hear him out directly. Serious. Are you going to pick him up, Amelia? No, it's useless to bring him back by force, so I'm only going to hear out his motives. I identified his location and he's at a distance that I can catch up to by flying. Serious. I already caught on Roy's position with search. I don't immediately go to pick him up out of respect for his independence. Though I do train disciples, if those disciples find other goals or dreams, I have as a principle to respect that. I wanted to raise D as a disciple in the past, but he said that he wants to become a cook, so I can only root for him. Therefore, I don't intend to stop Royce either if he left voluntarily. However, for him to leave his sister Amelia without a word is going too far. I intend to, at least, hear his motives. It's already pitch dark and dangerous outside by this time. I'm the only one fit to go since I can fly. Serious. Serious, the weapons, Alina. Elena has already geared me up. She equipped me with a belt with a knife and a sword attached to it. Although I don't plan to fight, I still need to prepare properly. When Alina confirmed that the weapons were firmly fixed, Amelia stood in front of her and bowed down. Please? Please take me along too, Amelia. Elena, serious. Understood. Amelia changed to this, Alina. Who, Amelia? She might have thought that she'd be rejected, but Amelia was dumbfounded as she received the top and lower clothes. What is it? Hurry in, go change your clothes. Serious. Is it really all right, Amelia? It's only natural, isn't it? Isn't he your younger brother? Even if you don't understand his choices, you can't consent to him making arbitrary decisions, right? Serious. Thank you very much, Amelia. She bows down to me with watery eyes, but this is far from being over. I give a signal to Noel, asking her to pull Amelia and get done with changing her clothes. Understood. Emmy-chan, you'll cry later, so hurry and get dressed. Serious. Yes, Amelia. She retreats to her room, and while waiting for her to change her clothes, I consult Alina and D. We might get attacked by monsters, so I want you to prepare some medicines and such. Serious. Please leave it to me. We'll be waiting for the three of you to come home, Alina. I shall prepare something warm too, D. Please get in touch with me if something happens. Serious. Understood, Alina and D. Amelia came out as soon as I left the entrance hall. She's wearing the clothes she was given, a thick, robust half coat and pair of trousers that adventurers wear and which are easy to move in. Sorry to have kept you waiting, Emilia. It's alright, let's get going quick. Get on my back, Sirius. Why yes. Then, excuse me, Emilia. As I turned my back to her and squatted down, Emilia got on it even though she was a little bewildered. For safety, I firmly fix her to me with string. We get closer and Emilia gets thoroughly agitated. Aha. See Sirius-sama, Emilia. You're safely fixed with magic so you don't have to worry about falling. Then, everyone, we're leaving, Sirius. Gee, goodbye, Emilia. Be safe, Alina and Dee and Noelle. With the attendants' voices on our backs, Emilia and I started flying in the sky. Aren't you scared, Sirius? I'm alright, Emilia. I restrained the speed and altitude more than usual, but flying over the night sky for the first time is likely to feel scary. Though there are arms circling my neck with a considerable force, my strength and self can handle it. At such times, you should look up. Here, try to watch the moon, Sirius. Yes, wow, Emilia. Emilia gets closer as she contemplates the moon and her arms loosen up. I continued flying silently for a while, and Emilia, who settled down, suddenly muttered. I wonder if Royce is watching this moon too, Emilia. Yeah? Wouldn't he unexpectedly be? Hee, that's quite possible. Really, what a foolish child, Emilia. Right, he sure is foolish. I'll give him a hard beating if his motives are foolish too, Sirius. I'll slap him on the cheek too, Emilia. That's the spirit. I'll raise the speed a little, Sirius. Yes, Emilia. Though I checked with Search, the reaction from Royce was stagnant. Given the possibility of him being in a situation where he can't move, I kept increasing my flight speed, which Emilia was getting accustomed to. Relying on the reaction, we finally arrived at the lake where I had gathered the kelpie grass before. There is no goblin staying there this time. I landed with relief due to the absence of any dangerous monsters in the surroundings. I unload Emilia from my back, and we start walking while looking for Royce. Royce. Where are you, Emilia? There is no need to speak up, Sirius. When letting out a loud voice in an area where monsters lurks, one might gather the monsters. Fortunately, there is no response from the environs, but superfluous actions should be avoided. Besides. But, Emilia. It's alright, Royce is right there, Sirius. I pointed ahead at the edge of the lake where there appeared the back figure of Royce, who was sitting in cower. Emilia tried to approach the runaway Royce, however. Royce, Emilia. Don't come, Royce. She was rejected by a threatening voice unfit to be used toward an elder sister. Confused by the abrupt action, Emilia unintentionally came to a halt. Royce, what are you saying? You're going home with big sister, right, Emilia? I said don't come, Royce. The rejection doesn't stop. But still, Emilia braces herself up and calls out to her younger brother. What exactly is going on? Didn't we say that we would work hard together? What's the point if you do it alone, separated from everyone, Emilia? I am alright now. I got physical strength by running, I gained knowledge by studying. I can manage by myself, Royce. Don't joke around. That much wouldn't make you become strong, Emilia. I did become strong. I became strong, Royce. The conversation was at cross purposes, so I decided to intervene given the waste of time that would result from letting the dispute go on like that. When I tapped Emilia's shoulder, she turned around and looked up here while shedding tears. I'm sorry, I'll persuade him immediately, so, Emilia. Back off the conversation. I can't let you unnerve each other, so I'll deal with this, Sirius. Sniff, yes, Emilia. I approach Royce in the back of Emilia, who steps back in sadness. Well now, why on earth did he run away from home? Hey there, Royce. What are you doing in this kind of place, Sirius? It's none of your concern, Royce. It is my concern. I am your guardian and teacher. Isn't it natural for me to worry when my disciple runs away, Sirius? I don't recall becoming your disciple, Royce. You became so the moment you were taught by me. Besides, I offered you meals and a bed. I deserve to be heard out, don't you agree? Sirius. Royce. Silence, huh? Anyway, answer. Why did you leave the house? Leaving behind such a note isn't going to justify it, Sirius. I've become stronger, Royce. You became stronger with that amount of training. That's a huge misunderstanding, don't get overconfident, Sirius. With my provocative objection, the Royce stood up, looked over his shoulder, and yelled. I became stronger than you. Take my sister and go back home, Royce. Even though you lost today's race too? You're saying you became strong, but those are just the empty words of some brat, Sirius. Shut up. Shut up, shut up, shut up, Royce. He struggles and kicks the ground in a child's temper. Although his feelings were unstable from the start, they should have been somewhat eased thanks to Alina. It seems unlikely for those feelings to explode in just a single day. You babble but you don't understand, so look at this, Royce. Royce, this can't be right. I looked back toward the sound of Amelia, who sank down to the floor on the spot with an unbelieving face. When I returned my gaze to Royce once again, the silver of his hair that was reflecting the moonlight had turned to gold. What is it, Sirius? That is, Royce is a cursed child, Amelia. Though Amelia is despairing one her own, I don't get the meaning at all. But Amelia's reaction is too excessive for it to be some racial trait. What's that? Tell me if you know, Sirius. We, the Silver Wolf tribe, have what's called a cursed child as a descendant, Amelia. A cursed child? It's my first time hearing the name and it doesn't appear on Alberto's travel diary either, but it certainly doesn't sound good. Royce. A strange phenomenon started happening to Royce's body. His short hair grew, his muscles bulged, his nose expanded, fur grew all over his body, and Royce transformed into a two-legged wolf. The clothes left on his body barely managed to save a vestige of Royce. Ooh, is this a werewolf? The whole body of a cursed child is transformed into a wolf. It is said that he will call upon calamity and misfortune. In accordance to the law of the Silver Wolf tribe, he is to be disposed of, Amelia. Disposed of? What a disturbing story, Sirius. 2 years ago, one adult in my village suddenly became a cursed child. That person was confused and began to act violently, and the moment he tried to attack us, my father killed him, Amelia. Was he killed before you guys' eyes, Sirius? Yes, Amelia. I think I understand Royce's motives somehow. He knows that he himself is a cursed child, having seen the outcome of that before his eyes. He's desperate from the thought of ending up the same too. However, he doesn't want to die and he couldn't stay with his sister, so he ran away, or something like that. Look, I am a cursed child. A cursed child that will get killed like that adult. I don't want that, so I'll run away. Therefore, take my sister and go back home, Royce. Royce, that's no good. You can't go, Amelia. Sister, stay healthy, alright? I'm very strong in this form, so I'm safe. I can live by myself, so, Royce. You can't, Royce. Don't leave me alone, Amelia. Amelia also knows the laws of the Silver Wolf tribe. She understands Royce's actions. He's bound to the chain called law. There is no power in the voice of the suffering girl. Although in reality she probably wants to stop him and capture him by force, her feet don't move and she just quietly sheds tears. Her insides are wrapped in both helplessness and despair. How foolish, Sirius. I laughed scornfully. See, Riasama, Amelia. What's that? Try and say it again, Royce. I'll say it any number of times. How foolish, for real, so foolish, Sirius. Amelia got shocked by my words. Royce got furious, but I ignored him and raised a finger. Royce, let's have a match. If you can win against me, you can go wherever you want. However, if I win, you'll accept to comply with one thing I'll say, Sirius. What? Didn't you say that you'd let me do whatever I like if something happens? Yet now that I'm doing what I want, you're stopping me, you liar, Royce. I don't want to be called a liar by a fellow who's lying himself. Besides, is this what you want to do? Hilarious, serious. Though I certainly do respect a person's own independence, that's only if we're able to consent to it mutually. Say that I become intimate with a woman I want to protect and she feels like separating. If that woman ever deceives my disciples, I'll still stop her and beat her, even if she's a woman. You became strong, right? If you're confident in winning, hurry and come at me, serious. While inviting him with my hand, I removed the weapon belt where I equipped the knife and sword. I didn't take my eyes off Royce, who began to let out a wolf-like groan, audible enough to be heard by Amelia. Listen, Amelia, serious. Yes, Amelia. I'll educate this guy now. Is that alright, serious? Please do it, Amelia. I throw the weapon belt toward her, and in an empty-handed stance, I position my legs in an L shape and stretch out my arm. Always that same self-important look. I'll show you my strength, Royce. While glaring with his eyes, Royce, who became a werewolf, approached. Eat these, Royce. Royce's right hand is thrust straight in a roundhouse punch. I decide to strike the fist aside, but I hurriedly switch to avoiding it by twisting my body. When I notice the wind pressure of the fist passing through my right cheek, I drop my body to dodge and I immediately attack with a left hook. Since his unprotected belly is visible before my eyes, I drive my fist toward it without hesitation. It doesn't hurt, Royce. It wasn't really effective, it seems. He expressed a ferocious smile in rejection, so I stepped back and took some distance. This is more than expected. Fast and strong, too hard, serious. How about that? I became strong, right, Royce? You certainly did, serious. I won't allow you to apologize, Royce. Royce, who approaches once again, rushes in a raging flow. I avoid a right hook, evade a left uppercut with a turn of the neck, and, defending against a left front kick with both arms, I'm forced to retreat. Since I withdraw too much, my back bumps into a tree, and on account of the opportunity, the Royce thrusts out a straight right punch, so I do a long jump on the side to avoid it. The moment his fist hit the tree was broken with a loud snapping sound. What a destructive power for a mere 5 years old. Though I did parry him with my arms, they're still numb. What is it? Can you do nothing but dodge, Royce? Say what you will, serious. In a mid-range jump, he plunges down a drop kick, so I shift half of my body aside to dodge and I counter by shoving my right fist to his stomach. However, it's like hitting a hard wall. There is no damage or reaction. Ha ha ha, it's not painful at all. I became that strong, Royce. Though Royce outstretched his hand with a sneer in an attempt to catch me, I aimed at the moment when his hand came near and dealt a right kick on his flank to destroy his balance. Royce fell back several steps from the impact of the kick, but then regained his balance as if nothing happened. It's not going to work. It's my win, so give up already, Royce. He greatly draws back his fist and strikes out with a telephone punch loaded with power and momentum. He's transformed, so I leaped away, because I'll be done for if I simply block the fast and strong fist that is approaching. However, you fight like a child, serious. A telephone punch is a punch that is struck straight in an easy-to-predict way. I avoid that punch filled with opportunity. I step toward Royce's bosom, and I seize him by the collar and pull him toward me while kicking his leg hard, making him trip up. Thereupon, Royce rotated 3 times in the air on the spot from front to back, and defenselessly fell to the ground. How, Royce? It's a technique that disorients the semicircular canals done by rotating the opponent in a way he doesn't expect. Though it's very dangerous to do it on an amateur, I understand it enough to execute it to the extent that it, at most, paralyzes the sense of balance temporarily. Proof is that Royce couldn't stand up, and, on his knees, he looked up here with a surprised expression. No matter how fast and strong you are, don't go thinking that understanding's techniques is mere child's play, serious. I mean, beginning with an easy-to-avoid roundhouse strike, doing a drop kick without any feints, and finishing with a telephone punch. Is he taking the fight lightly? I wanted to hit him seriously so many times on the way. Damn it, Royce. However, it's not completely over yet. He stood up, though staggeringly, and went to take a strike on me. I acknowledge his guts and his recovery speed, but I'll give a demerit for aiming at the head of a smaller target. I dodge with a mere neck movement, and I drive a fist in the pit of Roy's stomach. Acts Royce. With the unexpected blow, the Royce took 2 or 3 steps back, crouched, and threw up the contents of his stomach. Although I guess he thought he could endure most of it, my attacks up until the one just now were done without boost. The purpose was to probe his defensive power, but since I already figured out its extent, I'd only hit him without crossing the line so as not to kill him. It's just a fluke, Royce. You think there is such a thing as a fluke on a battleground? At any rate, the after effects of my strike subsided. I guess one ought to recover at once when receiving such an obvious and predictable frontal attack. Or so I think, but it's baseless, and as a rotating right kick was aimed at my side, I dropped my body to evade it, therefore brushing away all the strength put in the turning foot. Furthermore, I instantly gripped Royce's unsteady foot, and made him rotate several times before throwing him to the ground. How about it, Royce? Can you really go live on your own with this kind of strength? Serious? Not so fast. I still haven't lost Royce. Royce's fighting spirit has yet to wither, and, although staggeringly, he displays his rising fist. Oh, he went for a bunch of small attacks instead of a roundhouse this time, huh? Well done. I avoid the consecutive small attacks, and each time a roundhouse occasionally blends in, I strike a blow back. However, the Royce keeps attacking without flinching. The more than 30 exchanges continued, and, looking at Royce's face, he was weeping while continuously striking his fists. Why? Why is it not hitting? Why won't you fall, Royce? There is no way I'd fall with such child's play. Serious? Fall down, let me win, let me go, Royce. Really? You want to go? Serious? I want to go. I have to go. A cursed child shouldn't stay, Royce. I swing a no longer filled with strength punch at his right cheek, making him fall down and gouge out the ground. While spilling blood from biting his mouth inside with his teeth, the Royce stands up, but that's all he does. I approach the direction of the unmoving Royce, and when I find myself before him, I look into the eyes of the child who's frightened of himself. I'll ask again. Do you really want to part from us? Serious? That's right. If I don't, my sister will become unhappy, Royce. He hits me with a punch that squeezes out his last ounce of strength. I catch the front blow with one hand, and I grab Royce's collar. Royce, look at me. Serious? What is he, Royce? I pull him up to me, and I'm reflected in the wolf's sharp eyes. What am I? Do I look like a silver wolfkin to you? Serious? No, Royce. That's right, I'm a human. Therefore, I don't know about your cursed child thing, and I don't care. As long as I'm concerned, you're just a normal child who can turn into a wolf. Rather, it'll be my pleasure to raise you, because you'll become pretty strong. Serious? Royce. The laws of the silver wolfkins. Such nonsense. Those laws are unrelated to you, my disciple. Even so, if someone foolishly musters a complaint, I'll give him a beating. Serious? Am your disciple, Royce. Amelia, come. Serious? Why yes, Amelia. I called Amelia, who was watching in a daze, pointed out Royce to her and asked, what do you want to do? Do you want to kill the cursed child by the laws of the Silver Wolf tribe? Serious? Although Royce trembled at the word kill, Amelia confusedly shook her head. Then, do you want to separate and forget about him? What do you want to do? Speak your thoughts. Serious? No. Be it killing Royce or separating from him, I don't want it. If I can be with Royce, then it'll be alright no matter the law. Amelia. Amelia cried out her thoughts and broke the chain called law. I look into Roy's eyes once again. It's just as you heard, neither your sister nor I cares about this cursed child thing. Well, I'll ask again. Do you want to go away, Sirius? And no, Royce. Though I don't understand the principle behind it, his body changed, appearing to be winding back, and the transformation was undone. Roy's face, which returned to its origin, is covered with tears and mucus. I think the siblings' messy faces are completely alike. As his messy face distorted even further, he shed tears like they were pouring off a sink and shouted, "No, no, no, no. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be lonely. I don't want to be separated from my sister. I want Elena's aunt to pet me more. I want to play more with Big Sister Noelle. I want to eat more of Big Brother D's meals. I don't want to go. I want to go back home, Royce." Crying and shouting, the Royce spit out his real intentions, which he had desperately hidden. And that's good. Because he's a child, he should say what he wants to say without restraint. After all, he has a lot to say precisely because he's a child. When I handed over Royce to Amelia, who came near, she embraced him closely without worrying about his dirtied body. "Royce, I'm relieved." "Royce, Amelia. Sister, I'm sorry." "I'm so sorry, Royce." And, on the backs of the siblings hugging each other while shedding tears, I retrieve and equip my weapon belt as I recall that I put it on. "Royce, come to think of it, we said that you'd comply with one thing I say if I win the match, right, Sirius? It's certainly my victory no matter how anyone looks at it." Though he shivers to my words, a match is a match. Let's assume that I am allowed to order him without any mercy. "Sirius, I'll do it on his stead." Therefore, about Royce, Amelia. "Sister, you can't, Royce." "That's right. It's our match, so it's wrong for you to meld in, Amelia." "Royce, hear me well, Sirius." I looked into his face, and ordered him while rising a smile. "Go back home, Sirius." "Yes, Royce." Thinking back upon it now that it's over, I'm ashamed to have acted so violently. However, I returned Royce home properly as I was asked, so, all is well that ends well. And being somewhat reckless as a child isn't a problem, right? Thus, the turmoil from Royce absconding came to an end. Ed. Another big word, this one means